It's another beautiful spring day, and we had another wonderful day full of gardening and kind of just getting into full swing, transplanting out, sowing seeds. It's been a lot of fun, and it's the evening now, so what do we do with ourselves in the evening? One of the things that we definitely have to think about in terms of moving into the summer abundance is what we're going to do with it. So one of my favorite times a year actually is planning the canning and the preserving that I'm going to be doing for the year. We have a pretty simple setup house, so I don't have like a freeze dryer or anything, so we don't put up like a ton of food. Majority of our garden gets eaten fresh because we really love eating fresh produce, and being plant dominant eaters, we go through a lot of it. But we also have a really awesome farm near us that has a self-pick produce. It's basically like gleaning the fields, but you pay for it. But it's only 40 cents a pound, and they grow a ton of tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and zucchini, and sometimes they'll grow like peas and green beans and eggplant. So I don't worry when I'm living near this farm. I don't worry as much about having all of my paste tomatoes and everything grown at my home, because I know that they're going to have plenty for me to pick up. And I feel like even though I pick like hundreds of pounds when I go, there's still so much that goes to waste, which is just astonishing to me, because they're a farm that's trying to have a better model, and like a lot of other farms leave even more than that what they're doing. So besides the point, kind of, it's important. We should think about food waste in America. Also, let's think about how we're going to maintain ourselves. So this is kind of like a math equation when you're thinking about preserving food. So just sit down, get yourself a nice glass of wine, make it a fun project. I am using coloring pencils, and I am doing it on a giant sheet. So I'll show you kind of like what my plan is as far as like how to plan through what I'll be preserving and kind of how that works. Jump right in, I guess. So I have this, this is my summer garden. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. This is my summer garden plan. I love to use this big old pad of paper when I'm making garden and food preserving projects, because then I can see it all in one place, and it's easy for me to bring outside with me and just like put up somewhere while I'm sewing things so I don't mess up, because I'm that person that would definitely mess up. So go to a new page. We've got our not so clean blank slate here. So what I'm going to do with that not so clean blank slate here is I'm going to count all the jars and lids that I have for the season that I've already ordered, and I'm going to kind of divvy those up according to like what we eat most. So I know we eat at least a jar of salsa a week, so I need like 50 jars of salsa, and then like pickles is another one that we eat a lot of. So, and I really like doing like pickled peppers. So I will count my jars. I will make a kind of game plan on what I'm wanting to preserve for the year, and then I will go into our handy dandy, I use the heck out of this thing, it is like super falling apart, but this is like my 99% of the time recipe list that I'm using for preserving. And it's, I mean, Ball has a few of these, and there's some other really good ones, but I just really trust their methods. So they have all kinds of jams and jellies and tomato sauces and salsas and pickles and ferment. So I'll just kind of go through this, get a recipe that I really like, and then I will get an idea of how many tomatoes I'm going to need to make sure, or how many pounds of tomatoes I'm going to need to make sure that I have enough to preserve what we want to have for the rest of the year. Well, for the rest of the season after we eat what we eat fresh, and then to get through winter until the next like harvest time. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll take you along here, and we will see how it goes.